Hi everyone, today is August 2nd, and I'm going to do an update video. It's been a while since I've done one, so I just wanted to show you what's going on in the garden. My zucchini and my squash I took out. The problem with them, if I didn't say it in my last video, was scrubs. You could fix that problem by just cutting up the stem and removing it, cleaning it out, and then putting a little splint to help it, but I just don't have the time to do that, so I didn't go ahead and do that. So I'm going to start here with the cucumbers. Now if you look at the leaves, it looks really bad. I don't know why it's doing that. For me it looks like it's burning from the sun, but I mean flowering is still happening. I mean, I do have a cucumber right there, and then I have a smaller one down here. So I mean the flowering is still happening, it's still growing up, the leaves, new leaves forming every day. What I decided to do is I took this plant and kind of laid it back here, and I'll let it grow out here, but it's doing pretty well. We have my eggplants here. They're actually doing really well. There's a lot of flowering. I did catch a bee over here pollinating my eggplant, which is great. And then I have this large bulb right back here. I'm assuming that is an eggplant. My mother-in-law was a little upset when she watched my last video, my last few videos about me not thinking about doing eggplant. She loves eggplant, so we'll see if it lands on the list of things to do. What will land on the list is obviously peppers, tomatoes, and green beans. I learned a valuable lesson through this whole process, and it is spacing. It's important that you use proper spacing, because the problem is when you put things too close together, it shadows other things out, as well as you won't be able to differentiate what is what. So as you have here, I have two tomato plants. I have my beefsteak and then my cherry tomatoes, and sometimes it can get a little confusing. I'm thinking this is beefsteak, but it's not. It's cherry tomato stem. I usually have to follow it down to figure out what it is. They're both doing awesome. I have a lot of cherry tomatoes. I have a group here, a group here, a group there. I have a group here, some more in the back. I have a smaller one down here, and this one here that has one tomato that's actually getting ready to turn red. I have more flowering happening with more and more pepper, more and more tomatoes, another flower bunch back there, some more up here. I'm actually going to take something and bring this, kind of rein it in and get it tied up. Then I have my beefsteak is got flowering, some tomatoes. It's doing really great, and if you come around here, it's getting really big and it's growing out here, so I've kind of gotten it supported with a zip tie right there, and to my PVC as well as there, and then as well as there and there, to help keep it supported, because if you don't keep it supported, what happened to me will happen to you. The stem will come and it will bend down and it will damage your plant. It's alright if you find it down, just put it up, get it tied up, and put a zip tie or a tie on the top part and the bottom part, and it will help support it, just like I did here. It did rain a little while, a few days ago, so I've been coming in, I've been checking my zip ties, make sure they're not too tight, moving them around, checking them out. If I find any tight ones, cut them off, put it in a bigger and looser tie. And then I do the same with my cherry tomatoes. They're doing awesome. I'm very happy about that. It's important, like I said, spacing. I did not give the proper amount of space that the plants needed. Also, keep in mind that when you buy the plants in Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever, that it typically comes with more than one plant to a bucket. And that I just realized with my beefsteak. If you look here, there's actually two separate plants here. You have the thicker one there, and then a thinner one here. It's actually growing to the back. They're two separate plants. Keep that in mind to make sure you check it when you buy them. So that way you can give them the proper amount of space so that you get two plants growing. Cherry tomatoes only came one. I bought it and as only one. So that one I definitely made sure I checked. I have some green beans here. Now you typically know that from me talking about them, but from standing back you would not even know that they're there, but there is. Green beans are vining. They typically grow up just like my cucumbers did over there, so I definitely won't be doing green beans near my tomatoes or my peppers, because typically green beans have a lot of leaves, a lot of foliage, and they get really beautiful and large. My green beans didn't do that because they don't get the amount of sun that they require, nor are they strong in comparison to tomatoes and peppers for their nutrients. The tomato and peppers will grab all the nutrients before the green beans will get any. So spacing, another example of why it's important, proper spacing. Now we go into another example of proper spacing. My jalapenos and bell peppers grown too close together. My jalapenos, which have been thriving from the beginning, have completely covered out my bell peppers. My bell peppers are here and my jalapenos here, but then the leaves came out and kind of covered them up. My jalapenos, you will actually need to move the leaves to find some of the jalapenos growing here, and you keep coming up and you'll see jalapenos all the way through. My bell peppers, which is here, which again had two plants. I have one here and one here. Both actually have grown up some. You have some bulbs on them, which will form into some bell peppers, some here, here, and here. So hopefully we'll get some bell peppers by the end of the season. My zucchini, I took those out. Couldn't deal with work. Then my eggplant here, doing awesome. My cucumber, not my cucumbers, my squash, pull those out as well. Too much work with the grubs for me to do. Also making sure that I don't do them near any of this other stuff. I kind of probably would do them in here so that they have the spacing that they require. My cucumbers, doing awesome. Some cucumbers actually growing in here, and I have a larger one up here actually. Doing great. Then my herbs you have growing down here, some plants, some flowers. My sister's Mexican sunflower seeds. Sunflowers are doing great, beautiful plants. Broccoli, probably won't do that again next year. Strawberries, I'll probably do the more bushier variety versus the vining. When they were growing in full, the vining didn't grow any strawberries, but the bushier plant, which you'll see right here, did grow some strawberries. The vining ones, such as this one, didn't. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I want to show you the perfect example of what happens when you put plants too close together, or you don't separate two different varieties, and this is a perfect example. The plant will get very light and blotchy with some white dots. Then the other plant won't get as big. So it's important that you don't grow things too close together and put two opposite plants, such as this, an aloe vera, which is a desert type plant, and a squash, a pumpkin. So just don't do it. As you know, I already harvested my potatoes. We harvested all the cilantro. I'm a Dominican family. We eat cilantro with everything, so that's all gone. The parsleys, I do need to harvest those, dry them out, as well as with my tarragon, my rosemary, and my basil. My local peppers are actually doing really well. My mother just took some local peppers I had it in the shade. I just harvested some off of this for cooking, but the leaves are burning out, so I have shaded them. I have been keeping them in the shade. If we go over here to my pumpkin, but before I do that, because I haven't been by the pumpkins in a while, I'll bring some zip ties with me. Just walked through a spider web. That was not fun. So we have my pumpkins here. You won't see any pumpkins probably till the fall, which, you know, is fine. You do find a lot of dragonflies over by this neck of the woods. Over here you'll see one of the pumpkins back here not doing as well as the other one. If you see the leaves are, you know, growing that white line along the roots and stuff, which means it's doing a lot of competing, probably with weeds and the one next to it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this and zip tie it to the main pole. This PVC pipe, which is staked in the ground with some rocks by the base, they're actually doing really well to keep this up. As you can see, it's getting really big. So that's the end of my tour of my garden, what is still left and what went. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have any advice for me, please do not be afraid to comment. I do tend to check my YouTube page every few days, so enjoy.